welcome everyone to the Bazaar. Here talking about EverQuest Next and EverQuest Next Landmark. With me, you know what I just realized? I have the wrong background on our podcast. Hold on.
Better fix that.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Oopsie.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. I don't think we're talking about that game.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Here we go. Yeah, look at that. Changed it. Okay.
Hoorah.
Now we're talking about EverQuest Next and EverQuest Next Landmark. With me, I have Liette, our XO
Hello.
for our EverQuest Guild. Strieg, our not XO for the EverQuest Guild, but our resident builder. And also Steelheart, our guild leader.
Hey.
How's everyone doing?
Yay.
We don't have much to talk about, do we?
Oh, no, not at all.
Really?
Not at all. They didn't come out with a question for the week. They didn't give us any response or anything.
I
But they
think
did.
maybe they've had other things to do. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Have we been playing a game that we can actually talk about?
Yeah, how about that?
I know.
Lifted the NDA in less than 24 hours.
Oh,
Way to go, guys.
indeed.
That was really cool.
So, tonight, I think all we're going to talk about is the alpha for EverQuest Next Landmark. And we have a lot to talk about. So what do you guys think? So, just first thoughts, your first day in Landmark. What was your just first thought, just running around, not even building, not even mining? What was your first thought
I'm
when you just
still
walked
technically going on my first day. I don't think I've
Yeah, I
really
was gonna
slept that much. I haven't been this enthralled in a game since EverQuest 1. It's really, really nice for me. I've enjoyed it. I've discovered I can actually build, which is kind of startling.
I know you're like you and Strieg are like our builders. And I have like a floor right now. So that's about it.
I have a
I
torch.
wasn't even supposed to be a builder. I'm supposed to be a harvester, but I gotta tell you, building is fun, even for somebody like me that has no building talent whatsoever.
I'll tell you what, it's just, I just started, it's like playing Legos. For me, it's like playing Legos. I'm just putting stuff together and it's looking pretty cool.
Yep. Okay. So first thing, Liette, when you first logged into Alpha and you just saw what Next looked like, we've seen videos and stuff, but to actually get to run around in these zones, what do you think?
I was running around like a maniac trying to figure out where to put down a claim, and where Steel would like a claim and all that, because by some miracle, my ISP got me downloaded fast and got me in. And I'm like, okay, that's cute here, clickety, clickety, click. So, as I was running around, though, I was really struck. The islands are beautiful. For one, I think we picked one of the most stunning. It's the tropical climate. And just the trees they have in there and the way the grass moves and little flowers and all of that. And even just the resources that you can harvest are stunning. Just the lighting effects on it are beautiful. And from a graphic standpoint and how the game looks, it's spectacular. I can't believe we're in an alpha. It's beautiful. And now I do have to say, my one complaint, I'm a little bit terrified running down a hillside when you hit jump and your character does that whole dive thing.
Yeah. It's like, woo!
Woo! I'm like,
Well,
whoa, friend!
Don't get in the
Whoa!
habit of it, because I think I heard or read somewhere they are going to end up putting in some sort of falling damage, whether it's in Landmark or Next. I'm not sure which, but
Eventually
these
we can
big
expect
giant
it.
cliffs we've been going off of are going to end in a pretty spectacular splat before it's all over.
Yeah. Okay, Strieg, you were supposed to gather and everything, but when you first walked into Landmark, what did you think of just the look?
I thought the look was fantastic. I was truly, honestly expecting a little more cartoony-ish than what I saw. It was a lot better looking than what I had anticipated on, especially like Liette said, especially for being an alpha. It looked stunning, and one of the first things I noticed is the jumping effects. The little parkour type moves,
And
the
we
little
haven't
dive and
seen everything,
rolls.
right?
the sliding down the hills. I mean, it was
Also
pretty cool,
terrifying.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
it
neat
was
because
awesome.
you can like jump off a hill, go into a slide, then right at the bottom hit you jump again, you somersault. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I know.
Now,
Because
to me,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Steele.
well, to me the graphics they seem a little blurry to me. They need to be sharpened up just a bit, but it is alpha, and I can tell it's going to be an absolutely stunning looking game.
It is. I think that was what blew me away first when I walked in, because how many videos have we seen and given, and we saw them building and stuff, and I was like, okay, that's what it looks like, and oh, it's stylized or whatever. But then when I walked in and saw Oasis and saw the flowers and the
Really
trees and the moonlight and the lighting, the way like the light goes through the trees and stuff, and you have those rays, it's like, man, this isn't so bad. Like I was a little afraid about an EverQuest that was stylized, but now I see it and I'm like, okay, next is going to look amazing, because this is just an empty world, right?
Oh no, it's not. I'm in it.
I mean that we're building in, but imagine what the devs are going to do with that engine, and they build in it, and we have combat, and we have epic mobs and everything destroying these, and we're having these battles that's destroying the land and stuff. Like,
Stay away from my castle.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this looks amazing. This looks.
Save your template.
Yeah.
Yeah, save your template.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
has everybody-
comparing this engine to 1 and 2, when we first walked into those games, like night and day, right? Like,
Oh, it runs so smooth.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
it works.
It really is.
Awesome.
And just the night and day cycle is awesome. Have y'all looked up? Just kind of randomly. Wow, dude.
I don't know.
was
I'm looking
shocked.
down the whole time. I'm like,
No,
Yeah, I
don't
know.
look down, look up.
Chopping trees.
What can I dig up? What can I dig up?
You're missing out. The sky is awesome, especially
You're
as it's
missing out
changing.
on burled wood.
No.
Yes.
I have been chopping my wood, I promise.
Okay.
But get you a fast axe. It's okay. You'll
Got
get
one. I finally got a Viridium axe last night. I was very
Good.
happy.
Very nice,
Nice.
very nice. Okay, so that was just our first thoughts of walking into the game, but now we've all spent a few days. I'm finally getting some time with it. Besides, I need to call in sick to work or something because I need to get some more time.
Oh
Because I
my.
need to build, because I want to build, but I just haven't had enough time to gather enough. But I'll ask Steel and Strieg, the building in this game, how is it?
Oh, absolutely relaxing. And just the creativity part of it, the feeling of accomplishment when you're looking at what you've done, and then somebody you've never met before comes in there and says, "This is awesome." That just makes your whole week right there.
Well, your
Yeah.
castle is awesome.
I
Oh,
think
and by the way, if you log on to the Kurd server and you go to Oasis, a tier 3 zone, Steel's little castle is like right next to the Nexus.
It's not that little.
Yeah.
You can't miss that sucker.
and it gets bigger every day.
And it's not even done.
Yeah.
It's not even done. It's only 3 stories right now. It's gonna be a little bigger soon enough.
Now, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or I just decided that the devs cheated an awful lot because my little character does not fly around to build the things. they were just floating up above the world doing all these things really quick, and I get there and I'm thinking, how do I get way up there? Where's my floating button?
Yeah. I know we actually have to progress to it, right?
I believe so. I think that's what they said is you unlock that.
Well, it's just
through
like unlocking
some-
the hook, the grappling
Right.
hook, and then the
Which is
tool.
awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so like even what I've just played around with, I don't know about you, Liet, but the building tools
Mm-hmm.
are so once it takes a little getting used to, but once you get used to it, you're like, this is super easy and this is fun, and I can make. Like, your imagination is just going crazy. Like, what can I make? Like, what do I want to start? What do I want to do? Like, the only thing holding you back is materials, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing holding you back from your imagination. So you have to go get it.
Well, that's why you're in a organization like ours where the harvesters help the builders and provide them materials, I've got more stone than I'll ever know what to do with. I'm waiting for somebody else to want stone. But it's nice because the way Grievance is set up, everybody helps everybody. So the crafters make the harvesters the stuff they need to harvest with. There's crafting stations out there for everybody. There's builders. It's a big family thing going on, and it's really nice. Everybody's getting along, and everybody's having a really good time helping each other.
Yep. I heard something. It's probably somebody's phone. Or it might be mine. But, Liette, the tools. Have you got to play around with them yet?
I have not played around with them much. I laid a row of blocks and I said, "Oh my god, it's so pretty!" And then I took it off. They wiped
You
claims.
just have a line of blocks.
Yeah, it was pretty. It's got that pattern on it. It was really cool.
I think I walked upon your line of blocks. I was like, oh.
What is
nice.
that?
Very nice.
That's a really horrible fence. Yeah. Yep, I haven't played with a lot. They, have wiped claims enough. I've been a little bit gun shy and more focused on getting harvestables. I will say that harvesting in this game really, really plays to my little OCD tendencies to go, oh my god, I've got to get all the things. So I've had a really good time going, I want that pink stuff, and realizing, oh, I can't have that yet. I need to go make a new axe. And then I get all motivated to go get a new axe so I can, take out the pink stuff. So that's been fun for me so far. And it's a lot of exploring. And I found a crafting hub on top of a mountain. I forget which island I was on, but it was really sweet. They've got this big old flag, and I was like, oh, look, I found one. So that was fun. Yeah. And I'm sure poor TeamSpeak, those guys in there heard about that for a while, but it was cool. And just how they've randomly, even if it's procedurally generated, these islands are gorgeous. It's really fun to just run around, take out some trees, and make a lot of holes. So, yeah, I'm having a good time with that. I think the tools are really, really nifty, and I had a good time learning what Control-Z did after I made my really crappy fence. And, yeah.
Fence is gone. Fence is gone.
Yeah, my fence.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
they're good.
a little bit more about the tools. You start off with the add tool, the delete tool, right, and the heal tool. But then what's the next one that you get?
The next one you can craft, you craft them from there on out, and it's the selection tool, which was a game changer for me because when I started my castle, it was little block by little block by little block by little block, and then the selection tool. Man, that thing is awesome. It's copy-paste. So you can highlight something, click on it, and Control-V. You hit Control-C, just like you do a Word document, then Control-V to paste it where you want it. Now, it's a little wonky trying to get it to fit where you want it to fit. It all seems to be based on the voxel grids. Yeah. So sometimes you're not going to be able to get stuff exactly where you want to put it, and you got to kind of delete a little off of. For the most part, bang on, man.
Yeah, and I'm showing your little tutorial video that you did, still while we're talking about this. But this is just showing the copy paste mechanic with the selection tool and kind of how it works. But how have Strig, you been using the selection tool?
Yeah, it is a godsend. And like Steele was saying, it's a little wonky, quite a bit. In fact, I gave up trying to place things with my mouse, and I started using the tab to change the directions and scrolling with my wheel to move it a notch here, notch here, notch here. And it seems to work a heck of a lot better than trying to place it with my mouse because
because it seems like it wants to grab like everything, right? It wants to grab this little voxel, or it wants to grab the green arrow or the red arrow or the blue arrow.
Yeah, it's kind of more or less grids. You got to think in grids. One voxel is obviously one. Then the next square you have is actually a 3x3 voxel square. So the grids are based on threes.
Yeah, and when you're trying to paste something, I mean, it's like you're moving your mouse and it's going down and everything's looking good, and then all of a sudden, the last second, it goes boom, and it's like way over here.
And thank goodness for
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you liked it, Control-Y.
But I also do like the whole select a huge thing and then just hit your delete button and it just poof gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a good way to clear things out real quick.
Yeah, and it's funny because you keep learning faster ways to do things, right?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. After the select tool, the next tool you're going to craft is the line tool and the paint tool. Now, I kind of stopped after the line tool, and I still need the paint tool. But the line tool is really neat because you can craft or a straight line between two objects. No matter what the distance on your claim, you can do a straight line between two objects. So you place a little block here and you place a little block over here, and you click on the face that's facing the other one, and it draws a line of blocks straight between them. And it makes wall building so easy.
Yeah. So I'll put that video up too.
Hello,
Your little-
everyone. This
your
is
little
Steel
line
Heart,
building
greatest
video.
total gaming
Ooh,
network.
I
Yeah,
haven't
because you
checked
can
that one out
actually
yet.
do. I just put it up right before this cast.
Streak's
You know
like,
what?
oh, I need to watch it.
I need to see that. I was playing around today, and I don't know. I'm sure everybody else has already figured this out, but it was like new to me today, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But you can select with the select tool, and kind of draw a selection from like one box way down in one corner up to another corner, and just highlight this big blank space. And then you can hit the add button and drop a little one blocky thing in somewhere in there, and it fills in the whole selected spot with that.
That's pretty
stuff.
neat. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I just figured that out today, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome!"
Stay tuned. Another tutorial video coming up. Because that would be just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and so like with the line tool, when would you use that compared to like the selection tool?
The selection tool, one of the things I did with the castle was I tried to put as much detail in it as I can, and obviously I'm not an artist. I'm still thinking in blocks and Lego terms. But one of the things I did is I had a wall, then it had wooden rafters that came out of it with a window. So it was actually kind of a shape like this. So what I did was I put a square around it, selected it up, and then I pasted a bunch of them side by side, so I had not only a wall but the roof and the rafters also in kind of that 90-degree segment right there, as well as the floor on the bottom. So that's what I'd use a paste tool for when I didn't just need to lay blocks, but I was actually trying to capture part of a building. I actually took the select tool and captured the original building I had, rotated it, and sat it right beside it. And that's how the castle got so big, is I was able to double the size of it just like that.
Yeah, and August was saying in chat that it's a great tool for stairs.
Yes, I actually have my stairs. The select tool is also what you use when you want to save templates. And I have my stairs saved in there and other things. So whenever I want to do my stairs, and believe me, as most of y'all know in TeamSpeak, I spend a lot of time stair building. But so I'm able to, like today when I was adding on to the castle and stuff, and I'm like, man, I need some stairs. I'm like, I saved that in template. So I pulled up my template, pulled it up, put it right in, boom. Took me all of about 30 seconds, where normally a set of stairs takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to build.
Yeah, so it's like just save everything that once you've done something and you use it again, just save it and you save yourself.
Yeah,
all
and you
this
can
time.
see the stairs in the video.
Yeah. You were running upstairs.
I was running upstairs.
As we were talking about the stairs. It was
Yes, how about me?
Yeah.
But,
now that
you know-
line tool, you can make angles, right? Is that what you were
Right.
saying, Steel?
Right, and you'll see that in the video in a second because it's running a little bit behind us. But you can't do it with the single voxel, but when you move up to the bigger squares, you can actually do lines. And at one point, I accidentally got it to curve, and I'm gonna play around with that a little bit too, because I'm not quite sure how I did it, but it hooked on me somehow. But like you can see the building right there, and how it arches and stuff. It's really neat. That line tool is an amazing tool.
That is cool.
That is.
All right. So another tool that you kind of get at first is the grappling hook. Or like most people are calling it like Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man.
I saw a cool little video. They put the Spider-Man music and and they just had someone flying around, and it was like Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And you can literally just point it wherever you want to go, and it attaches, and you fly up to it. But you just use it to mine your minerals and stuff. So speaking of...
It's
go
also
ahead.
really neat to build with. I found a bunch of times when I was trying to do the line tool or place those certain blocks at a place I couldn't get, I'd just peg it up to the ceiling or on the tower, and I'd actually work off the side of a building, just like, a window washer or something. But I'd work off the side of a building, just looking down at placing stuff.
Yeah,
Hey!
It's like Spider-Man, but if Spider-Man was building something. So yeah, because like Strig was mentioning earlier about flying, until we get that tool, until we get that ability to fly up, unless we want to make steps all the way up the side of our tower or something to build something on the side of the tower, you could use the grappling hook to get high up there and start building on the side.
Yeah, I need to get my butt back out harvesting again so I can get some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I hate to ask guildies for stuff that's for personal.
Yeah, especially if it's burrowed wood.
Burrowed wood.
Maybe. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about the building, but a lot of our time that we've spent in this game has been
digging and chopping.
Digging and chopping.
Dig and chop.
And I think that's probably one of the first things we did in the game was start digging something or start chopping a tree down and everything. So what do we think of just the harvesting mechanics for these two things? So
I close my eyes and hear the chopping of wood now.
I am so grateful for Reset to Ground. I don't know how many times lately I found that I'm digging straight down.
Yeah,
and
so
like
like
an idiot.
On your head.
Yeah, and like a moron, I'm just like, I've just got to keep digging, just keep digging, just keep digging. And then I realize, nope, that stinks a lot. And of course you go down at an angle, and you're way deep in, towards the core of the earth. And yeah, so thank you for Reset to Ground, Sony. Thank you.
I didn't know about that tool, and
I
I dug.
This is like a confession.
This was
You
like
know
the
what I
first
did?
hour or two. No, everybody knows this. So all of a sudden, I'm the same way. Well, I can't get back out, so I'm like digging this other tunnel, trying to get up. And I finally get up, and I'm like, man, I just spent 20 to 25 minutes digging my butt out of a hole. And, well, I didn't use escape to ground. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, 2 buttons. Could have been okay. I'm sorry.
That was my best friend.
Yeah, I know. My husband keeps laughing at me. He'll look at my screen and he's like, "You did it again, didn't you?" I'm like, "But I can fix it." So.
My problem is I
really
dig
cool.
straight down and then I hit return to ground. It pops me up in there and drops me back down the hole.
You have to be ready after you click the mouse, like move forward a little bit.
Gotta move.
Sorry.
Yeah, but so basically we have mining and what would you call it? Wood
Chopping.
Wood
Mining and chopping.
So
Lumberjack.
so lumberjacking is pretty basic right now, right? It's just a couple trees, right? And we get the same materials from these trees. No matter what tier we're in, we're all looking for burled wood, basically.
Burled wood.
So what do we think so far about the mechanic of chopping trees?
The big trees
I
are a
hear
little
it in my
distracting
sleep.
when they go boom.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the first kind of shocking thing when we first got into the game. I'm like, oh, let me chop this tree, and then it explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the second most
That's
shocking
not-
thing
that's
is
not what
apparently I
trees
have
do.
a community tree next to my claim. So every once and it's huge. So every once in a while,
It
this
just
big old tree
explodes.
falls across my claim. Like, hey.
It's just out of range so that people can still use it, and so then it just falls down on you.
Oh, poor Steel.
Yeah, but it's kind of
You
weird,
got
right?
chopped.
Exploding. Because I understand it's the voxels and they're just going everywhere and stuff, right? I don't know if... I hope they change the animation for it. I hope they make some sort of animation where it's just a tree falling or something like Vanguard.
I
Well,
don't
maybe
know.
less massive chunks
Yeah.
everywhere.
Maybe it was just easier. I mean,
Yeah.
Streak, well, he crafted dynamite the other day.
I did.
Uh-oh.
I did. I was running around blowing stuff up. I drop one down. Somebody's over trying to harvest wood, and they're like, "What the heck was that?" I just heard an explosion.
Wait,
Yep, Streak's playing around with dynamite.
I didn't know
Oh,
dynamite was in the
gosh.
game.
Yes.
It is.
I don't know if I
It
like
is.
this.
Street. After this cast, I want to see dynamite.
Yeah, I gotta see it too.
Yeah, I want to see
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the sound is more impressive than what it
The
actually
visual.
does.
Yeah.
Does it only
It
take
leaves this little hole in the ground that I'm like,
That's it?
I could have dug that out faster.
This might make me a horrible person, but whenever they put in water, I really, really want you to drop a few sticks in a pond and see what happens. Because, you know,
see all the fish?
well, I'm hoping there won't be fish,
I'm
but
harvesting
it might be
fish.
really fast fishing.
Yeah, but as soon as it explodes, do you automatically gather everything that exploded?
Oh, in the like the mining metals and stuff that you're trying to harvest, it won't blow that up. So
Oh, okay, just blow everything
drop
else around it.
blows everything, all the dirt and stone around it, and you
So
wind
then
up
you
with
just
this
see-
weird snake-looking node that's just floating in the air.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, then.
Just have
That's
this
not awkward at all.
this-
Look what I can do. Boom.
just metal turds floating in there everywhere.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, good, very good. Well, I still want to see it. Maybe there's epic versions of dynamite eventually or something. You just blow.
That
a
would
whole-
be cool.
Blow a whole side
Bundle
of a
of
mountain up.
dynamite. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh.
Or maybe you'll use that against the plants once they start attacking you.
That would be cool.
Oh,
I would
that'd be
really
cool,
like
too.
to see an exploded creeper.
Yep.
Although I'm getting proficient enough with my axe, better not nobody come next to me. I'll chop them to death.
Those things are pretty quick, dude.
You could make a pretty mean axe hole. So, anyways, more about the mining now, because that seems to be besides getting burled wood, we're all mining, right? That seems to be the main progression right now to get the different picks and everything, to get the higher metals, to get the higher crafting tables and everything.
Yep.
And so,
Yep.
do we like? Because we all heard about this progression from their different live streams and everything, but we hadn't kind of no idea what they were talking about. But now that we've seen the progression that we have to go through, do we like it? Are there some things we can fix, like burl the wood, or?
The burled wood, it's definitely the bottleneck of the crafting part of the game right now. You don't get a whole heck of a lot of it for the trees. Every once in a while you get a big amount with the chop, but you don't get a lot of burled wood. And I'm okay with that. I would like there to be another rare alternative in addition to it, that so not everything uses burled wood. Maybe something uses the next tier of rare wood instead of having to go find it for everything. The only plus side of it is,
You
man, they
kind
must be using Miracle Grow or something, because these trees come back up like that.
of it is kind of nice, because if you want to get burled wood and you just have to harvest, like, you can almost turn your mind off and you're just chopping trees. You're not looking for
Pretty much.
anything specific. You just have to run around and just get every tree you see, just run to it. Next tree.
Well,
So to me,
exactly.
it's a
And
little
that's part of-
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of the benefits of being in a large organization too. Is you got people out there just literally mining it to help their fellow guildies.
Yeah. I know it seems like everyone's just helping each other. Like, oh, what do you need? Oh, I have tons of that. Like, I've been mining that forever now. Like,
That's
here you
right.
go, or-
That's right.
So it's been nice. But as far as different upgrading to the next pick and upgrading to the next crafting table and everything, do we like this sort of progression
Yes.
instead of like having levels, and why do we like it?
Well, you're not just going towards a number. You're actually getting tangible things for it and tangible rewards rather than, oh, look it, my numbers went up. Yay. So you're gaining more abilities with your crafting tools. You're getting more things you can craft, quite literally, with more crafting stations and all of that, and more flexibility in building what you want. So I think it's a good reward system and multiple aspects. I like it. I I don't know how the devs are going to feel about folks who just hand you a tungsten axe to start, but
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's to me it's almost like a preview of how EverQuest next progression is going to be.
Could be.
Because it's going to be all about the armor you're wearing, right? You're not going to have levels, but if you have tier 2 armor on, so say if you have, what would be a tier 2 metal that we have in the game right now? If you have tungsten armor on or something.
Iron.
If you have iron armor on, then you can go to the tier 2 dungeons or the tier 2 zones, right, and fight those things. They're not going to dominate you if you're wearing copper armor or something, right?
And part of that falls back on crafted versus looted. How much is going to be crafted? How much is going to be looted? Mm-hmm. Will you loot rare components to put in crafted armor to make it better? Or, is this, just like they said, literally 2 separate games versus the metaphorically 2 separate games?
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
But
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Right now the player base seems very, very pleased. I know we are. And this kind of horizontal progression is really good, and it's fun. So I think you could definitely work it into EQ Next proper.
Oh, absolutely. Like we were talking about the other night, the individual islands could stay, and then you have other islands like continents like Antonica, Fadir, Odin. So if you want the crafting player housing, you just take the little spire to whatever island is on your server, and when you're ready to go hunt some monsters down, take the spire back to Antonica or whatever. Now, will they do it that way? We won't know for a couple of years, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. And they've been showing some floating islands in their concept artwork.
Yeah.
That would be really sweet. I'd really like to see that. And I
better get that flying tool.
Yeah, seriously, I was gonna say, you better be figuring that out.
But the flying tool you can only use in your claim. Property. It's not something that you just fly around the world or whatever. It's just in your little square of your claim. That's it.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out how to get to that island. We'll see.
Really big grappling hook.
Big, yeah.
Really big grappling. Maybe they'll put porters in. Who knows?
Well, August was saying that the Viridium grappling hook has like a really long, so you can shoot it across the world and grapple a mountain across the world from you and just go to it.
And it has been talked about that there may or may not be flying mounts in the game.
Yeah.
Sooner or later.
Yeah, I hope not, but I hope so too.
No, I hope so.
It's kind of weird. It's like,
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool just to see how big these little zones are, right, that we're building in. And how long it takes to run across it. Just imagine doing that for Norath and stuff, like zoneless and the whole world. Mm.
And these zones are going to get a lot bigger too, because they haven't added the other bionomes to them. We haven't got the forest or the swamp or the lava or the ice, and best I can figure is they're probably going to just add those to the islands we're currently on. It would make the most sense to add those climates. So these islands have a tendency could get pretty big pretty quick.
Yeah, we'll see. And we're just an alpha, right? And so everything's kind of toned down. It doesn't have everything in it, and it'll be interesting to see how watch the game grow as we play it over the next couple of weeks, right?
There's a lot of sleepless nights.
As they add something. 1 week we'll be playing, and then they'll be like, okay, updates out. We added snow biome. Like, okay, there's gonna be
a land rush.
For snow.
Yeah.
Or once they add water, right? Oh, we have to.
Oh, I can't wait for water.
Like, how much?
You can almost tell where it's going to be, though.
Yep, where the desert is.
Yeah.
And those valleys. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
I really want to see the multi-tiers where you can actually dig down into the ground and find a cave, and you're on like a whole other tier.
We haven't seen that yet.
Well, because this tier, you can go pretty deep as it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
say, Dash, how long did you dig?
It's in there, I'm hoping.
I only digged for about half an hour.
Okay.
But I was with a couple of just random people and everyone's like, hey, we want to dig, like, help us dig. And so I was with like 5 other people all concentrated on one hole, and they're just going down and down and
just
down.
Keep
and down.
digging,
Just
keep digging.
It just kept going and going and going, and finally I was like, man, I need to go to bed. I am not accomplishing anything, not gathering anything. It's just dirt, and I'm like,
I'm really hoping.
Go ahead.
I'm really hoping they tie in the mining to the tiers. I'd like to see them have the tier 1 and tier 2 on the surface like they have it.
Well, that seems to
Tier
be the
3 and tier 4 on like the next level down, and tier 5 or maybe even a 6 or whatever they have on the third tier, so that you don't just run around on the surface and find everything you want for the whole entire game.
Well, that seems to be the plan eventually.
I think we'll see that.
Was
I
that
think we will.
the lower you go, the different tiers you go. So if we, because right now we only have what, tier 3. And
We've
so,
got 5 tiers, I believe, because it goes up to Onyx and Alabaster right now, which is either 4 or 5.
Oh, really? Okay. So if you can imagine that the world goes 3 tiers deep or whatever, and so to get tier 5 stuff, you have to go to the third layer, right? Because maybe tier 2, tier 3 will be on top, but then now you got to dig deeper. It's like more dangerous, and it's
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really possible. And
Which would be
whenever they do
cool.
a reset,
That would be cool.
we may see that. We may see tier 1 and 2 and 3 on land, then 4 next level, 5 bottom level.
Yeah.
And that'd make a lot of sense as well.
yeah. How cool would it be to go down deep in the earth, and you're like in these
Just
caverns
keep digging,
and stuff,
just
and,
keep digging.
Oh,
and so
that'd
then
be
you're in the
awesome.
caverns, and then you see all the metals on the sides of the walls and stuff. So you have to use your grappling hook to go up and get one of the tier 5 ones, and you got the the lava all around you.
The
once we see
lava.
like, because the
It's
lava,
gonna be like
how cool does the lava look when we've seen the videos, but we haven't even seen
Yes.
it in game and stuff. So it's gonna be just add that much more. So
I don't know if
excited.
any of you guys played Minecraft or not, but you'd be like digging underneath the ground, and all of a sudden you break the wall, and lava just starts pouring out because you dug underneath a lava pit. And you're like running away, going, ah!
Yeah, I watched my son set the whole world on fire that way.
Oh, I remember that. That was a mess.
Yeah, that was a mess. Had to get
Yeah.
somebody to come in there and put the fire out somehow, some way.
Wasn't you still? You're
No,
a
no,
fireman.
no. I
You're a
watched him play Minecraft.
You're-
That was Steel Junior.
It was a
Okay.
little steel.
so Steel puts out fires, and Steel Junior makes
Sets 'em
fires.
apparently.
Yeah. Very good. But I love how, like, once you learn it, how simple the progression is. It's like, okay, you learn. It's like the typical progression through an MMO, through copper and through iron and through gold.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. But like how cool it is that you have to actually go mine it, or you have to figure out which metal is the metal that's on top. And you're like, okay, that's gold is on top, or tungsten's on top of gold. So you need to go get
Yep.
tungsten,
Yep.
and then eventually you'll reach gold, or what is it, iron? and then-
Silver's under iron.
Yeah, silver's under iron.
I think what's tin under? Tin's under copper. I think.
Yeah, 10's under copper. And so to learn all that stuff, it just seems so immersive. Like it's not no little rock just sitting up on top of place, and it's gonna spawn there in 10 more minutes after someone takes it. But it's just randomly everywhere in the world, and it's never gonna be in the same spot. Like, you don't have your typical mining spot or anything. It just seems so, I don't know. I keep saying immersive, but it is. Like,
It is. It's
seems
very
like,
immersive.
It seems like a real world that you're mining out of, besides the exploding trees.
Well, as far as the world, I really hope, and they've hinted at this, players being able to make player dungeons and different stuff like that. I hope they let you add some ambient sounds into the game somehow. It man, I'm really geeking out over this.
Yeah, I know. All we have are 2 harvesting
An axe and a pick.
axe and a pick right now, and we're gonna have 2 more tools, the scythe and the bucket, right, later on.
Lord help any monster that stumbles across our way. We are very proficient in axe and picks now.
Yeah.
I'm
And so-
wondering if that scythe, there's like those little blue ball flowers everywhere in the world. I wonder if that's what the scythe is going to be for.
Yeah, we have those flowers. There's the red and yellow ones, like the little flame-looking ones, and
Yep.
they'll probably add more once the tools come out, right? Like once.
Yeah, there's going to be different things. Maybe they'll add farming. That could be a whole new interesting thing as well.
I know. We don't even know, but it just seems like the possibilities for this game are, like, we're just barely scratching the surface, and it's Alpha by itself is a fun enough game to keep us entertained for hours upon hours, right? And it's 60% done. Like, it's not even a complete.
I don't even think it's 60%.
Yeah, I
done,
know.
man. I think
Or-
we're looking
or-
at about 10 or 15%, to be honest.
Or they're saying 60% from what they're gonna launch in maybe 2 or 3 months, right? But once it launches, that's not it. They're gonna keep adding and adding and adding and adding, and so it's just, it seems like it's so endless. And we're not even talking about the MMO that we've all been expecting. It was a surprise to us last August.
This
right?
was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, like we're all actually in EverQuest now, and it's nice, and it feels like home.
It does.
Finally.
I was saying that
your home to be. How cool is that?
Yeah,
That's right. I was saying that to Steel earlier. I was running halfway across the zone, and all of a sudden I came finally back to my house. I'm like, there's just that certain comfort feeling when you actually get to your own house and you're like, I'm home.
All we need to do
how
is just
cool-
have
how
enough
cool is
claims
that?
in between, and we could build a road streak.
yep,
That would be awesome.
yep. I can't wait until they make the claims a little smaller.
Yeah.
Or I mean the
Don't want
the
smaller claims.
I mean the buffer
Well,
area is a little smaller.
Buffers.
Yeah.
Well, I actually think and this is my theory on what they're going to do. First of all, I don't think the buffers were ever supposed to overlap. Well, I think all that is a vertical thing that seems to have happened somehow. But the way they got it set up, it's like a tic-tac-toe board, 3, 3, and 3 with your claim in the middle. Now, Sony's about money, no two ways around it. So what better way to make money than to sell? That's your buffer. That's your buffer. No one else's. And you now have 8 more places you can buy and place claims at. And they are each, if you look at your buffer surrounding you and divide and look at the size of your claim, you'll fit 8 more claims in there exactly the size of your current claim.
See, right now I look at the buffer as they needed to limit how many people were building in a world, right?
No, I don't think so.
Because if there was no buffer, then there would be 1,000 people building right next to you, and how hard would that? Because I mean, the game does slow down a little once you get near the nexus, right? Once you're around people, but as soon as you get far away, the game starts running at 40, 50 frames per second. But imagine if there's 20 people right next to you building.
Well, and that's your
their
choice
claims.
too. If you want to leave your buffer empty,
Yeah.
then you can leave your buffer empty.
My only thought on that was you can't harvest on your property. So if you didn't have the buffer zones, there would be no place to harvest because all the properties would be next to each other.
That's true too.
You couldn't harvest anything. So you got to have enough of a buffer to allow that harvesting.
That's true too. Yeah, that'd be weird. No one could build anything because all the land's taken up.
It would be. It'd all be taken up.
Yeah, but we're all gonna learn and see what they have planned over the next couple days and weeks, and it's actually really exciting to think about our possibilities.
Heck yeah.
Yep. So, for the next couple days, what are your plans in Landmark? Streak?
Could build.
What he
Chop,
said.
harvest. I'm hoping they get permissions opened up here pretty soon, so it'll make it a lot easier for me to get supplies to people that need any harvesting supplies, because I'm like overflowing with bag stuff, which is why I actually started building, was because I had all this material and I'm like, I gotta use it. So hopefully that's coming. But
Still
yeah,
looking
I'm
for
starting
my
to
void vault.
learn how to build.
Yeah.
It's gone, Steve.
Well,
Give it up.
I lost because did you have it built over one of the resets? Did you have the void vault sitting out somewhere?
No, it was underground. I'm pretty sure it's still underground.
Because
it's
I
done over.
lost my crafting tables. They were only like maybe two big blocks underground or whatever. But now I dug straight to where they were, and they're not even there. Like I don't have smoke coming out of the ground or anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like they just
Yeah.
they're gone.
So what I
I'm
did
like-
the first 2 times, I deleted that whole entire area that I could delete, and it cleared off everything, this big huge
Yeah,
block
yeah,
in
and
the
it's just
mountain,
gone.
and they're gone.
Yeah.
They were just gone.
Yeah, mine were sitting on the bottom, way underground,
Yeah.
along with my void vault.
So yes. So Steel, what are your plans for your epic castle that's already epic?
I've still got to do some interior work on it. I'd like to learn how to make some round towers, little rounder. The smoothing tool is I've still got a long way to go with that, and I don't really understand it that well. That's whatever. There's a lot of things that I'd like to learn how to do building wise. I'd like to get the latest crafting tables into my little crafting area, so I'm gonna have to go out and harvest a little bit. But there's just I just want to keep on building. I,
know.
like it.
I know.
I want another claim right by mine so I can build some more. I'm running out of room.
We have a lot of up to go. You have a lot of.
I've gone up.
Yeah, he has a tower.
He has a little tower,
No.
but I'm sure over the next week or so, maybe epic tower. We'll see.
Could happen. I
Yeah.
think I figured out how to
Epic
do
tower.
curves with the line tool. As oxymoron as that is, I'm going to play around with that a little bit.
I figured out how to curve with the line.
Well, we'll see.
That takes
I may have figured out something.
skill. Liette, you haven't had a chance to build, but what are your plans?
To make myself a chance to build.
There you go.
I have a lot of dirt that I can use for making my bar and my shack. So, I'd really like to try out the tools, see what they can do, and I'm sure there will be a lot of deleting going on in my claim, and that's okay. I don't know exactly what I want to make to start with. It's just alpha, so I can't make the shack. But
The shack, yes.
The
The shack.
it's very important shack. But
We
no,
need
really
you to
wanna
be
try it out.
working on a G.
yes, and there's that. I need to get
I'm on
figure out
top.
how to smooth that.
I'm on top of the mountain, so I was thinking I need to just do a giant G, and just
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about figuring out on graph paper.
with the crafting
And-
table at the top of it. Gotta climb
But-
the G. Gotta climb
But
the G.
seriously, anybody listening, my place is easy to find. Give me some feedback. What you think of it? What you like? What you'd like to see added to it? You go to Courage, Oasis Island, and you can't miss it when you get out the teleporter.
Yep, it's right there. His buffer zone covers.
Yeah, I
The Nexus.
teleporter's mine.
You can't build near it because Steel has taken it. So yeah. So any
How cool is that?
other things you wanna mention about just our first couple days in Landmark?
Just a big kudos to the dev team. I know last weekend they were working hard, and I'm sure if you were to stab them, they would have bled Red Bull and coffee. And the amount of time and effort they've put
They
into
even
making
felt
sure
it.
that, well, yeah, the amount of time and effort they've put into making things more stable, it's amazing, and really shows their dedication to the game. And the product they've put out so far is fabulous.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see the other 40%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've loved
kudos
the
to the team.
communication. The communication they've had with us, whether it's on the forums or through Twitter or whatever means. Like we pretty much always know what's going on with
And
the
how
servers.
refreshing is that with SOE's past history?
Yeah,
I mean, this is. I hope this is a sign of things to come in any game that they publish from now on. You are absolutely right. The communication, straightforwardness, and honesty has been very refreshing.
yeah, it's been nice. And so, like, even when I'm at work, I can tell if the servers are up or not, or if they're gonna fix something, or what's coming up, and why are they bringing it down? Oh, we're gonna fix what's going on with this. I'm like, okay, good. So now when I come back home, I know I'm gonna be able to. I'm not gonna have any missing voxels or this, or there's gonna be another server up, or they're adding more worlds and stuff. So it's gonna be a little more open and stuff. So it's been nice. But
Yes, it has.
Another thing I want to mention is the community that we've had in the game. What has been your experience with others in the game so far?
Really fun. They're
Yeah.
really fun.
Very
Really
pleasant.
helpful.
Yeah, even just random people, not even in our guild or anything. Like, people are building, if they have a claim near their nexus, a lot of people are building just a little slate with the crafting tables on it, and they're just like,
Yep.
here, come use this. Like, and
Yep.
so it's funny to walk into your claim and someone's in there working away at something
I
on
think
your
it's
crafting.
cool.
And
I
how
had
cool is
somebody
that? Yeah.
give me a crafting table because I hadn't made the new one yet. Gave me a crafting table, said, "Look, I enjoy crafting here. Here you go." Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's like there's no mechanics in the game for this, or there's no force grouping or anything, but it's just because it's a sandbox, people are naturally doing things for each other, right? And it's kind of like old school MMOs, how they used to be. There wasn't no
Yeah.
mechanic to find people or anything, and it's like, but it's naturally just happening. in the game, and so it's refreshing to see rather than something like what we're used to now, where you just run around with a mob of people, but you never actually talk to anybody. But
Right.
it seems like
Right.
But it seems like without the tools, we're naturally seeking each other out and helping each other out, and so it's been kind of nice.
Yeah.
Now we just need guild functions.
Yeah, we need some guild functions. We need some way to chat other than a little space next to you or whatever, and that's about it. But those are coming. We're all in alpha. But we love it.
Yes.
So, one word. You get to choose one word to describe your time in Landmark. Liet.
Come back to me.
That's
You're limiting her.
There
to
are a
one
lot of
word.
words.
This is
I'm
impossible.
sorry. I have a big
You
vocabulary.
just about caused her to short out.
Yes.
She was like,
It's hard. One word.
Streak. One word.
I have a very small vocabulary, so this should be easy for me. Addictive.
Addicted. Oh, very good. Very good. Steel.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Far
It
beyond
was one word, but it was a long one.
multiple syllables too.
I saw that.
It really has been for, an alpha. Good lord, it's a whole game in and of itself, and it's fun, and it's beautiful. Dude. So that's pretty extraordinary.
Epic.
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 Also a good word.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. All right. I was thinking, have you ever seen the movie, what is that movie with Jodie Foster where she goes into space and what's that movie? Contact. Have you ever
yes.
seen Contact?
Yes.
And then when she finally sees like the galaxy and everything, she's like, no words can express. They should have sent a poet. That's how I feel. We need a poet for Landmark.
Yep.
So thank you, SOE.
Need server to come up.
Yeah, we need the server to come up. It's
Well,
down
they
right
will
now.
tell you why it's down.
It's down right now, right?
That is
It
a really
actually should be
specialty.
coming up any minute.
Okay. Very good. We better end the show because we want to.
Yes.
we want to mine some more. But
Make a fence. Yay.
but if anybody's in alpha, grievancegaming.org, you see our website right there. Kind of that way. Right below Liet, right above Steel. If you need a guild or you want some people to play with and you want to build or you need help and you want people to play with, come join Grievance. Follow us on our Twitter, Grievance Gaming. And any last words?
Let's go play.
I know. Let's go play.
Seriously.
I can't play